It's a trap!
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Rumor and Theory Review, brought to you by Star Wars Newsnet and the Resistance Broadcast patrons. I'm John. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have a fun one today. We're going to go through a few things, but first I have to say this, and this is not a sponsorship by any means whatsoever. Animal crackers? They still hold up. Pretty good. Go get yourself some. Anyway, has nothing to do with the video. Before we get into our theory and rumor review for this week, I'm bringing back John Ack, and for those of you who are familiar with Johnny Carson, the old Tonight Show host back in the day, way before anyone ever heard of Jimmy Fallon, he would do this thing where he would predict what the question would be in an envelope by giving the answers first. So I'm going to try to do that here, and let's see if we can pull it off. Let's give it a shot. All right, here we go. My envelope here sealed, so I have no idea what's in here. So this is completely real, just like all the rumors and theories I'm going to be going through. Okay. The sitcom Friends, MP3 players, and George Lucas. What do those three things have in common? I have no idea, but that's why we do this thing, to find out. Let's see. Name three things that are never coming back. Ooh. All right, well, you know what? That's a good segue. So that takes me to a rumor I'm going to touch on that's already been debunked, but I want to branch out on it a bit. So the rumor was that George Lucas is coming back to be executive producer, writer, and direct the Cassian Andor series for Disney+, because there had been rumors that it had been going through some troubles, and Tony Gilroy came back, the guy who gutted and redid a lot of Rogue One. So the latest rumor was that George Lucas is coming back. And I know this is like the 10th time a rumor has come about that George Lucas was coming back. I believe he came back for episode 9, according to some rumors. He came back for episode 8 for some rumors. He was going to come back to direct Solo, I believe, at one point. So George Lucas is apparently always coming back in rumors. So he's kind of Palpatine in that way, where he never goes away. But in this way, for George Lucas, it happens to just be rumors. And that is all it is. This was debunked. I believe Clayton Sandell, I know Clayton Sandell from ABC News kind of did some digging on behalf of fans, and I guess debunked that one pretty quickly. But the reason why I want to bring that up, even though it's already been squashed, is when you see rumors like this, especially from places that you've never heard of before, that seem like they popped up out of nowhere in the last month, just because a tweet or an article or a site uses the word in all caps, exclusive, with a colon at the end, I know it looks enticing, and it's like, wow, who would put an exclusive tag on a story or an article if it's not real? A lot of people, believe it or not. So when you see that sort of thing, look to where the source came from first, because now what happens is there's a lot of Twitter accounts and Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts that are just, all they do is tweet things for likes and retweets. I don't know why, because I don't think that's an income-based thing. Maybe they eventually link out to a website for profit. I don't know. But it'll be like, Star Wars Fluffernutter, or, Star Wars Butternutter. I don't know. But whatever. Star Wars blank adjective. Now, not, obviously, my the website I write for is Star Wars Newsnet. That's different. We're a website and a blog and that sort of thing. But I'm talking about these Twitter accounts that just kind of have Star Wars in their name, and all they do is blast out stuff. And they get a lot of attention, a lot of likes, and people start running with it that these rumors are true. So I just would advise, be careful. Again, like we keep saying on the Rumor and Theory Review, try to look a little deeper. Always be skeptical, always ask questions, try to find out where the information comes from, and usually you'll find some truth if you take a few minutes. So I know a lot of fans want George Lucas to come back, but he is not coming back. In the words of Maz Kanata, never coming back. So that one was obviously debunked, but look for others in the future. And remember sites that put out these things, to make a bold claim that you have an exclusive, that George Lucas is returning to Star Wars to write and direct. You likely made it up, unless you have some really bad sourcing. But a lot of times these types of sites and what have yous, whatever you want to call them, YouTube channels, I don't know, have patterns of doing this. So for the sake of us diehard Star Wars fans having to explain it to our moms, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, and stuff like that no, George Lucas is not coming back. Let's try to get the truth out there, right, guys? That's what we do here on the Rumor and Theory Review. So that's that. Just keep your eye out. Try to be smart. Try to look for the facts, and we'll find the truth together. But we do have some theories and rumors to get into. I'll start with the theory. So right now there's a fan theory going around that the scene where Kylo Ren sees Han Solo in The Rise of Skywalker, the theory is that Leia used her powers to project Han to Kylo Ren. It's a good idea. It's a great theory. I think it's creative. I think it would be powerful in its own way, but I just don't believe it, and I don't buy it for a few reasons. One, I think JJ wanted to make it so that Leia had her impact, Han had his impact, and then later Luke has his impact with Rey. So Leia's final act was reaching out to Ben, literally saying Ben, stopping him from killing Rey. He was right there, had the lightsaber up, the kill shot was there, she was finished. He was about to kill her off. Fully enraged, Leia connects with him. He turns around, he stops, drops the lightsaber. Rey stabs him in the chest, seemingly killing him, and then, heals him literally and metaphorically. The scars go away, and so do his emotional scars. So Leia connects with him and stops him and pulls him back, and then Rey heals him. And then the next thing that happens is he connects with the memory of his father. And I think JJ wanted to make sure that fans knew this was not a force projection or anything like that. It wasn't a glowing figure of Han Solo. And both characters say the word memory. Kylo Ren says, "You're just a memory," and Han says, "Your memory." And so I think that's JJ and Terrio's intent to make sure they hammer home the fact that this was something inside Kylo Ren and Ben Solo. Because I believe, as a son of a father who has a son, that type of bond and that type of connection is something very powerful. And this scene was powerful to me, not to start opining about my feelings about the scene, but there's always a part of you that lives, a part of your father that lives in you, and a part of you that lives in your son. And I truly believe that. And I feel like that's what they were capturing there, that a part of Han was still inside him, and he was finally reconnecting with that after all that time. So to me, it's clear that it was just a memory of Han Solo, what Han Solo stood for, and what Han Solo always believed his son to be. So I think that's all that was. I do not think that Leia was, a movie projector projecting Han Solo to the image for her son. So I'm not buying that theory, though. I do think it's cool. I think it's fun. I dig it. I don't think it hurts anybody. I just personally don't think that's what happened. I think JJ was pretty clear he was making that its own thing. That was the memory of Han Solo as a way of Han to also bring Ben back to the light the way Leia kicked it off. Okay. Now on to a rumor. All right. So the rumor is that Asharad Het, who was a Jedi during the times of Order 66, who kind of hid and escaped. Then this is in Legends, by the way. This is not canon, this character, who eventually goes on to become this character called Darth Krayt. Was supposed to be the main villain in the Kenobi series, but it may have been changed because of these delays and the updates and rewrites to the script. I'm not buying this at all, not even a little bit. I think this is a little sneaky tactic here where you can put something out there to make it seem like you have inside information using the excuse that, well, they're changing the script. So that's what it was. Using that excuse as to saying, well, yeah, I mean, of course it didn't come to fruition because they changed it. That's what it was going to be. We had inside info, but they changed it. I don't think so.
Move along.
And what? Ooh, Chewie back there's a little upset. I was talking about Han Solo before. A little sensitive. Yes, I'll give you animal crackers when I'm done. Yes, they're good. No, they're not stale. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So, the rumor is that the main villain of the Kenobi series has been revealed via this exclusive story, and the villain is Asharad Het, which is a Legends character that's in Legends, obviously not canon. I know it's very sensitive for a lot of people. He survived Order 66 and hid away and lived his life as an undercover Tusken Raider, and he's going to reveal himself to Kenobi and go on to become Darth Krayt. There's a few reasons why this seems ridiculous to me. First of all, you got the rule of two during this time, right? And it's still entrenched in George Lucas's canon. Only two there are, no more, no less. And right now, obviously, we have Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, Sheevy Babes, Palpatine. Those are your two Sith right now in this era. So to think that they're going to all of a sudden change the canon history of Star Wars by bringing in Darth Krayt, because he's such an important character to bring into the story, Darth Krayt. Not a provocative character, not an interesting character for this type of story. I know I'm sure there are people out there who are fans of the character. I'm not disrespecting that. I'm just saying, really think about it for a second. Are they going to bring in this character as your main villain for the Kenobi series? I don't think so, guys. And, to segue that, let's think about the characters that could return in a Kenobi series. Just because Rebels had the final showdown between Maul and Kenobi doesn't mean that there couldn't have been a second fight that takes place in between the Phantom Menace and Rebels. So what if there's another showdown between an older Obi-Wan and robotic-legged Darth Maul that we can see in live action, where maybe Maul wins this one and gets the better hand of Kenobi? So at least you'd have a Kenobi won that one, Maul won the second one, and then Rebels is the third and final showdown. Maybe adds a little heat to that Rebels story going back to it if there's a second showdown now. So I could see Maul coming back for Kenobi. So that's, again, the rule of two and, the potential for other more logical characters to return for a Kenobi series makes a lot more sense than Asharad Het, who eventually becomes Darth Krayt. That just doesn't seem plausible to me. And then what they're going to do here is, when it turns out not being the case and the story comes out, they're going to say, well, that was the story. But remember, they did rewrites and they had to change things, and they got rid of that character and they changed it. I don't think so, guys. When I reported that the Kenobi series was happening, I was told that the script was great. They just didn't do it and go forward with it because of concerns with box office returns and that sort of thing, and they wanted to change it into a series. I think with the rewrites, or what's going on with the rewrites, as you remember, just recently, Ewan McGregor said the scripts are great. They're very good. They just want to make them better. I think what the problem right now is, they're having a hard time taking that great script that I had heard about and stretching it out and making it fit in episodic series. So trying to stretch it out into 4 to 6 episodes, whatever the latest heat is on that, and try to make it fit in segments as opposed to one shot movie, like a 2-hour chunk of story. So I think that's what the problem is. Not that they're going to be changing a bunch of stuff here. So you're going to hear a lot of rumors about Kenobi just put out there, because they can use this as a crutch later on when they end up being wrong, which they will be. So they'll just this is just the beginning. There's going to be, in the next year, there's going to be tons of rumors about the Kenobi story, because it's a failsafe for some of these sites and blogs or whatever and YouTube channels. They could just make up whatever they want. And then when the real story comes out and we see the actual final version, they'll just say, oh, well, they changed that. That was what it was. I was right. Trust me. But they changed that. Don't buy it, guys. Move along. So assuming that's pretty much that. I'm just not buying this whole Darth Krayt, Asharad Het story. Let me know if you are. If you are, that's cool. It's something's not right with me on this one. But that's it, guys. So before I get out of here, I just want to show you, I am wearing our brand new Resistance Broadcast t-shirt. I am all the Jedi. It's got Rey on the back with a starry sky when she connected with the Jedi. It's available now on tpublic.com/user/resistance broadcast. I'm pumped because mine just arrived today. I just got it out of the mailbox, put it on, and came down to do the Rumor and Theory review. So I love it. I'm pumped about it. If you want to check it out, go get it. Also, we have the Make Solo 2 Happen shirts and a bunch of other designs on there as well. Make sure you guys are going to StarWarsNewsNet.com every day for all of your latest Star Wars news. And you can find me on the Resistance broadcast every Monday and Thursday with James and Lacey. And, of course, on Patreon, if you want to support us, patreon.com/ Resistance broadcast. Our tiers start at just $2 a month, and we have pretty much new content going up there every day. And in addition to that, obviously you're watching this on our YouTube channel. This video doesn't exist without our Patreon supporters. I have to do a lot of research, a lot of writing and filming, and then Lacey does editing, and we have graphics that are made by James and Lacey, and a lot goes into these videos, and we couldn't do it without our patrons. So I want to thank all of our patrons out there for your support. And if you want to support us, hop over there, check out a tier, and sign up. If not, that's cool too. I just want to thank all of you for joining me on the Rumor and Theory review. Remember, let's chase the truth together. There's a lot of rumors and stuff going out there, a lot of theories out there, but what we're looking for here is to have fun, but also chase the facts and try to get down to it. So always be skeptical in a healthy way, always ask questions, and try to dig a little bit more each time you hear something to find the truth, and we will do that together. But other than that, I'll see you guys, as always, on the Resistance broadcast, on Star Wars Newsnet, on Twitter at Johnny Hoey, and wherever else. But thanks so much for joining me. And as always, I'll see you around, kids.